of you who don't know about John Keeley and his work, he was an inventor, born 1827, died 1898 in obscurity. He was one of the most prominent inventors of this country, but he got wiped out of history. It's very difficult to find any information on him. The information I worked with were bits and pieces of newspaper articles, magazine articles. His biography was written in 1893 and republished in 1961 by University Books, and I'm also republishing a copy of it, through which you can get through my webpage. Fills in a lot of his history and some of the work that he did. The Library of Congress has 18 photographs. They should have 1,800 photographs, but only 18 photographs. But that's a start. So in researching his information, he made these machines, this particular machine, sometimes called a globe motor or a sphere motor or a dynasphere, musical dynasphere, and he built them as a power source to power industry. And he got them to run, and he got them to power sawmills and supply all kinds of energy and power. I figured if he could do it in 1880s, we can do it today. And I don't see any reason why we can't. This is my attempt to reconstruct that technology and learn the physics and bring this thing out in today's world where we need energy and power without the chemical pollution which this thing would provide us. So in my effort to understand Keely's physics, I've come to realize that he was way ahead of modern physics today. We do not have the terminology. We do not have the concepts embedded in our physics yet. At this conference, you're beginning to see some of those come forward. And I'm going to make an attempt to tie a lot of those together. The reason we're at this conference, this is not an engineering project, or it is an engineering project, but it's also a mind project. John Keely could draw a symbol on the wall and the motors would start across the room. He understood the connecting link between mind and matter. So this is not a little bending spoon project. This is moving a whole motor and getting horsepower out of it based on mind energy. And we've come to find out in our explorations that mind is the only source of energy. There is no other source about it. The center of this sphere, and I'm going to try, is what contains what we call a neutral center. It's a center point where vibrations come together, and it's a very large node point, neutral energy. The ancients talked about yin and yang and the Schwann. The Schwann is the neutral force. The neutral is where everything comes from. That's the mind. The difference in how we perceive what mass is, mass and density. Newtonian physics takes mass as a standard given quantity, as a causative property of matter. When in actuality, mass and every other characteristic of matter is an effect of its vibration.